So here's a fresh one. God just hit me with this. I was washing dishes. Favorite time to talk to me. Don't know why. Maybe because the water's running. Not sure. But anyway. And he said another reason why you might see on, say, like YouTube, TikTok, different social media platforms, where there's like this explosion of quote unquote chosen ones, and everyone's talking about God and Jesus and spiritual warfare and spiritual attacks and all this stuff. It's because he had to start with the chosen ones first. The chosen ones had to be spiritually attacked by so-called enemies so that they could use their close relationship with the Most High, with the Lord, to be able to navigate through those attacks. Like almost like when you start out with anything, right? Like just say, for example, a sport. Say you start playing basketball or something. You have to almost play, or even flying a plane, anything like that. You have to have so many practice hours in. You're not going to just start playing basketball or flying a plane next week and just, be advanced as if you had 10, 15 years experience. You'd have to have so many practice hours under your belt in order to know how to navigate. So when you come across circumstances that are out of your control or unseen, that are out of left field, your practice hours, your experience will help you to navigate through such things. Hence the term of a rookie or a newbie, because they haven't yet got their hours in under their belt like the professionals do, right? So the chosen ones started out as rookies, newbies, and over time, the Lord has taught them through much experience and practice hours of attacks to learn how to navigate them, that they get to such a level that they can then share their wisdom and experiences. Every chosen one has a different timeline, but they'll reach their peak where they can now, God will literally push them to go on. If they're, this is if they're true chosen ones, by the way. If they're just pretend, this won't apply. But the true chosen ones, God will push them to basically, like, no different than if you're a pro basketball player or a professional pilot. Eventually the time's going to come where you're going to be being required or requested to train rookies or newbies and kind of teach them the ropes. Maybe they're more talented than you, perhaps they are, but you have the hours under your belt that they don't have yet. And so your league, your company may look to you to, hey, you've been doing this some time, you're good at what you do, you've learned, you're experienced, you're seasoned, now it's time to go and start teaching. So that's what God will do, is he will push the chosen ones out to social media to teach. Not because of likes, subs, and all this other stuff, but because they can reach mass amounts of people. If 20, 30 years ago, before social media was the thing, I myself or others were trying to get the word out, they could only reach a limited amount of people. And chances are that because chosen ones are a minority, like true chosen ones are a minority, say in your city, there's only maybe 2 or 3% of chosen ones. So the chances and odds of you reaching them back in the 80s and 90s, before social media was a thing, would be considered very rare, right? But now that there's this explosion of social media and you can put out one video and potentially reach thousands of people, God's taking advantage of that. So he's training up his chosen ones through many, many man hours of experience of fighting spiritual attacks, for the whole point and purpose to turn around and teach those that are up and coming, so that they can go on social media, whether they want to or not, to put out the word to reach mass audiences, mass potential of mass amounts of people. The reason being, though, is because what's going to happen is the people that are spiritually attacking you, your quote-unquote enemies that are being pushed by Satan, whether they realize it or not, they are. The tables are going to turn, and they're going to start getting spiritually attacked. Whether it be from God or the demons turning on them, it doesn't matter. But either way, they are going to end up being spiritually attacked. They're going to end up being spiritually attacked. And when this happens to them, they won't know how to get themselves out of it. They won't have any man hours or any experience under their belt like you have. So what they're going to end up doing is turning to the chosen ones videos. So what am I saying? I'm saying that, say today, chosen ones are putting out videos about them being attacked. But say in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months time, those chosen ones are being mocked, laughed at, persecuted, judged, la da 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 da. Those same people that are throwing the mud right now are going to have the mud thrown back at them in not so long of amount of time here. And then they will be scrambling to run to the social media chosen ones videos that they rebuked and scoffed and sloughed off or whatever. They're going to turn and use that as their blueprint. No different than the rookie. The rookie may think that some of the things that the professional does is unnecessary or ludicrous or something like that. But funny that eventually the rookie will be put in the same situations that seasoned professional was once upon a time put in, and that's what they will go, that'll be their go-to, right? So that's what God is telling me just now, is he's saying it's going to be really interesting because right now the chosen ones are like the first fruits. They're like the starters, right? They're the ones first starting out. They're getting attacked, using their relationship with the Lord to navigate such attacks. The Lord is pushing them to put their experiences out on social media, on various platforms. They're putting their information out. They're being scoffed at, laughed at, ridiculed, mocked, ignored, you name it, right? Just basically just having their back turned onto them, having backs turned on them. But God is saying that this serves a purpose, whether the scoffers realize it or not, or the chosen ones realize it or not, because it's not if, it's when. When the tables turn and the scoffers are the ones being spiritually attacked, they're immediately going to remember the chosen ones videos that got put out, and they're going to run to those videos and try using those videos that chosen ones put out as a blueprint to try to navigate their own spiritual attacks. So right now the scoffers are throwing the mud at the chosen ones are just taking it. But God's saying that in not a long amount of time, but a short amount of time, the people that are throwing the mud, the scoffers that are throwing the mud, are going to get mud thrown right back at them, and they won't know how to handle it because they don't have a relationship with the Lord like the chosen ones do. So luckily for them, the Lord's got their back. They're going to be able to go back to those chosen ones videos that they scoffed at and ridiculed months prior and use that as their blueprint to navigate their own attacks. Because what goes around comes around.